guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, I'm Jasmine. I'm a hot mess. That is something you will learn about me from watching my videos. I'm always a hot mess. Anywho, I haven't posted a video in a little while, so I thought I would explain for a minute or two just like what's been going on. This has kind of been filmed over 2 days because I forgot to say some things and then I said things I didn't need to. Like, it was just a mess. It's kind of all over the place. But this is going to be my last time recording, talking about this, and whatever I forget, I forget. I've had a really rough last 2 months. Really rough. Honestly, the last 6 months have been rough, but whatever. I don't want to dwell too much on the negative because I know that a lot of people are going through a lot of things right now. So I just feel like also like kind of guilty when I talk about my own problems because it's like everyone's going through something with COVID, you know, and just like how the world is and things. It's just like depressing. But this is my channel and people do come to my channel to watch me, so I think I should update. I've just like emotionally and mentally been going through a lot and like trying to like figure my life out, you know? And I'm really right now in the process of just healing and growing, and I feel like, okay, I don't want to say that because I'm trying really hard not to like discredit how I feel or discredit what I'm going through. I need to give myself that space and that energy to be like, yo, you don't feel well, you know, you're going through a lot, like, and to just address that with myself. Because I feel like a lot of times I don't know about other people, but I don't give myself the time or the space to have feelings. I'll be like, oh, I'm sad about this, but, and then I'll just like shy it away. When in reality, that's only making my feelings worse, and maybe it's making it more confusing for others who are around me as to what's going on if I shy past things. So I've gained people in my life recently who have been just like calling me on the spot about that and giving me the space to feel my feelings. And honestly, it's been very life-changing. Is that corny to say? Like, the people that have come into my life recently and have done that have really given me just like more of a, not more of a purpose, but like just like a space. I feel a little better about myself because other people have cared about me, if that makes sense. So I've been like going to therapy, like trying to like get my mental all the way together, because it's hard out here, like really hard. And I really want to include a snippet from Amanda Seales. I don't know if you guys know her, but she was on The Real for like 1 season. But although I don't agree with everything she like says and does, like, or says, I really appreciated her on The Breakfast Club. What she said, I'm gonna insert it right now.
We've done the strong black woman thing, but you reach a point where you're really just craving softness. And you just, like in this quarantine, I just had a lot of epiphanies of just knowing that I've had to become a certain person by circumstance. And I think a lot of us, you know, we come to realize that our personality isn't oftentimes based on our core and our values. It's based on what we've had to build up in protections, you know, to the situations that we've been in and the people that we've been in. And I just don't want to have to be that person no more. I don't want to have to be hard no more. I don't want to have to really just keep pulling myself up. And you.
Okay. So I love that clip so much because it's literally me. Like, I understand and I have to acknowledge and take responsibility for what I have done, and that is portray that I am somebody I'm not. And that's the like hard exterior and the kind of like I don't care attitude, but also, you know, that I don't show that much emotion, I'm not that vulnerable, things like that. When in reality, that's not who I ever was. It's just who I had to be. And I had to do that out of protection for myself because of my environment, because of my situation and just my life. Like my whole life, I've had to do that. And I'm working through this through therapy, okay? Like we're gonna crack this outer shell of who I felt like I had to be, because I have to acknowledge I am an adult and I can be who I want to be. And if I lose people along the way, I lose people along the way. But it's to say that, like, yes, I am sensitive. Yes, I want to be vulnerable. Honestly, vulnerability is really hard for me. I fake vulnerability a lot. Like, I make people think I'm telling them something that's like deep or like important, but really it's surface and it's who cares. That's why like people are so surprised when I share so much of myself and my life, but in reality, like, that's not even half of it, sis. Like, yeah, vulnerability is just like really hard for me. It literally makes me sick to my stomach sometimes when I have to be vulnerable, because I don't feel safe being vulnerable. I don't feel safe showing my emotions. I don't feel safe telling people when they hurt me. And what's crazy is over the past maybe like 2 years, I've worked at, and maybe it was not even intentionally, I don't think it was intentionally, which maybe could have been a problem, but I was trying to show people my sensitive side. I was trying to show people that I can be hurt and my feelings are my feelings and they mean something. And when people are used to you not being like that, they're gonna take it in a negative way. Okay, let's go into this next Amanda clip.
You know, that strength that you think you're putting up to keep people from hurting you is doing the same work to keep people from loving you. Right.
Woo!
I think it's really hard for women too, because
come on. Exactly. And when you allow those walls to come down, you are allowing the right people to step in. And that is what I'm learning, and that is what I am working towards. That is what I'm appreciating. Let's go. Next clip.
And emotional intelligence. And it's like, but there's nothing wrong with being emotional either. Like, you can have emotions. Like, that's the thing. We've been so trained to weaponize our emotions, but your emotions are the language of your soul. So if someone is trying to silence your emotions, they're silencing the actual core that you speak with. And if you can't speak with that, you're lying to yourself, you're lying to the world, etc. So once you're able to do that, you're able to really get to the core of like what you want, where you're going, you know, who's actually working in your space, who's not. And for women, you're right, like we've definitely reached a point where it's like, oh, you're being disruptive if you're emotional. You know, you're disturbing the peace if you express, you know, that something is bothering you. I'm not saying you got to be like, ah! But even if you just express like, hey, you know, that really was not, I didn't really feel good about that, you will still get deemed as having a tantrum, even if you express it just like that. And it's because you're making someone else feel emotions, and that's a disturbance for them, right? Because they're like, why are you bringing up things that, you know, I don't like? Emotions are things I don't like. And then we have a world that really just says that women are weaklings.
I need to go back to that part.
So if someone is trying to silence your emotions, they're silencing the actual core that you speak with. And if you can't speak with that, you're lying to yourself, you're lying to the world, etc. So,
and that's exactly how I was. I was lying to myself. I was lying to other people because my emotions and my voice was silenced growing up. And then it still happened into adulthood. And when it happens in adulthood, it's a trigger. Like, it's an actual trigger. And it's like I had to understand what was the situation? How did it trigger me? What is it triggering? And to discover things like that is so mind-boggling and amazing, but it's also so hurtful and emotional because it's a trigger. So, oh my gosh. Literally my life, I'm telling you. You should be allowed to have emotions. I have had people in my life say that I am sensitive or like selfish when it comes to voicing my feelings. As I was like learning how to redirect and pivot my life, this statement that Amanda had really solidified how I was feeling with the fact that I should be able to feel how I feel and it should be acknowledged and respected. And when it's not, then I don't really need you in my life. You know what I mean? Because people have shown me recently that that feeling is valid. You know, it's a valid feeling and it should be dealt with and it should be addressed, and it should be addressed in a loving way. I think it's just like really hard when you are just dealing with your own insecurities or, you know, just your own traumas. I also realized that I wasn't addressing certain things in my life, which in turn, when you suppress something, it's going to come out in other ways, right? So I had to realize that that's what I was doing. So just a lot was going on with me. And then I was triggered by a situation and it turned into a really negative, like, downward spiral. And I just haven't like been like in a dark space like that in honestly a while. And so the fact that I was in such a dark space was frustrating because I thought that I grew enough to like not allow myself to get there again. So that only puts you in a darker place when you're like even more disappointed with yourself for even being in that space. So it was just a lot going on and I'm still dealing with things. I'm still emotionally like drained, honestly. Also, things that have been going on is just like postpartum depression, I'm pretty sure, because it can happen a year later. It can happen I think they say up to like 2 years later is when it's categorized as like postpartum depression. And I know COVID has just been a lot for everybody, so once again, I'm not trying to be like, whoa, it's me kind of thing. But like feeling like you're failing is like one of the worst feelings when you're a mother and a wife, you know? And when you feel like you're not your best self, it sucks, and it just didn't help my situation, you know? I'm also realizing that I've been like available for other people. Like I'll ask hard questions. I'm like digging deep into their lives. I'm like diagnosing them. I'm giving them emotions and I'm allowing them to have their emotional freedom when it comes to me. But I wasn't doing that for myself. I wasn't giving myself the space and the emotional freedom to feel how I feel. I wasn't digging deep into myself, asking myself deep questions. I wasn't trying to figure myself out because I just was giving. Even if people didn't want it, like that's just how I was working. I'm not saying it was other people's fault. I'm saying it's my fault. I was giving to other people all this emotion, but I wasn't giving it to myself. And so I'm working on just giving myself that emotional freedom and the time, like give myself time, you know, like we can't keep hiding. And I think that's something COVID has taught me too, like about other people and myself. Like when we're living everyday life, we often are covering up our own problems and things with other people, with activities, etc. But with COVID, we're left to ourselves, our spouses, our thoughts, our family, and you have to really figure out like, who am I? What am I doing? You know, and like give yourself time. And I'm working on just giving myself time. Give you time, sis. Time to grow, time to feel, time to be angry, time to be hurt. Like give myself time, you know? we should be able to hold our friends and our family accountable for what they lack. Like, I feel the same. Like, people should hold me accountable for what I lack. I want to know where I can do better, where I can give more. And I think that should be less of a taboo, because I feel like when you hold people accountable, they get defensive. And I think that we should like X-nay that out, and we should like just allow people to be held responsible, and we should allow people to hold us responsible for where we lack, and we should be holding other people accountable for where they lack. Both sides should like have an understanding of each other. Like, can we just give more of understanding and love? Can we do that? Like, why is that so hard, people? I don't know. I got a little bit out of that dark space. Praise Jah. Like, and this past week has really helped me with just having the courage and the strength to continue being the best me I could be. And honestly, it takes courage and takes strength, because we don't always feel like we can do that. Like, I don't always feel like I can be the best me, because I feel like there's too many hurdles. There's just too much going on for me to do that. But it takes strength and it takes courage to say, no, I can do this. I will do this. And I need certain people around me to help me do that. And I think that sometimes some people can't give you what you need at the time. And sometimes we just have to acknowledge that. Like, and there's going to be people who can give you what you need, you know? I don't know. Just, yeah, it's just, I've been going through a lot. If you can't tell, I'm still kind of like talking about this out loud is still kind of like my mind is still jumbled, even though like this week I feel good. I feel empowered. I'm still tired mentally. Like, I'm tired. I feel weighed down still, but I'm not weighed down to the ground, if that makes sense. So anyway, I ended up trying to vlog throughout this process, and it ended up not going too well. I will insert some clips. I tried to color my hair, then give myself highlights. It was just a lot going on. I was just like having mental breakdowns. But what's crazy is I really feel like the Lord was looking out for me here, because sometimes I don't have good judgment. I recorded on 2 or 3 separate occasions, like me breaking down, like sobbing, like pouring my whole soul out to this camera, to later down the line, like in this video, to insert that just so that I could see my growth and so that others don't feel alone in like having those times. But I really do think the Lord is looking out for me, because I feel like if I had any of that footage, I think maybe it just wouldn't have been healthy for right now, because I'm not fully or even close to being like, yay, I'm doing great. You know what I mean? So maybe in a way that could trigger some things, but also it just would have, I think it would have been too raw. Sometimes when things are too raw, people can't take it the way it needs to be taken. So anyways, those times that I record and I was like pouring my soul out, sobbing, snot and all, every single like time I recorded, it got deleted. Guys, I don't know how. Why would I wouldn't want to delete that, but I do think that the Lord is looking out for me, because I don't think I should have like posted those. So anyways, I will insert the clips that I've recorded and I'll get back to you guys before the video ends. Okay. So, I'm currently going through a midlife crisis, okay? May or may not have had multiple mental breakdowns this week and on the verge of another. So, I am destroying my hair today. Almond cream is the color I'm using today. Horrible, but 2 days ago I dyed my hair. Tried to, since it's black, but like it's slowly fading and it's kind of like a brassy brown, just a tiny bit in certain spots. So I was like, well, it's summertime, I'm ready to go light anyways. That's usually what I do. Around summertime I go lighter. and the color did not take. It only took in like some parts. So I'm hoping it's gonna take today. Then I also got this cheap bleach because clearly I want my hair to fall out. So after I decided to make those first couple clips, I was like, you know what? Let me be responsible. Let me wash the color out, let it dry overnight, then do the bleach, right? But actually I'm just really annoyed that it's not taking the color. I ran myself a bath, put some bath bombs, I got my diffuser, my candle going, and I was like, I'm ready to go. And then I saw my hair and I was like, yeah, no, now I'm irritated. So now we're gonna bleach it, even though it's wet and it's probably not gonna take. But after this, I'm just gonna leave it alone for a couple weeks because I'm just gonna be annoyed. So let's do it. So my hair turned out very brassy. I didn't use an actual toner, so it is what it is. This whole day is trash. Yeah. The fact that I'm documenting this, I don't know, is it powerful or is it disturbing? I can't tell you. I've literally been in a mental breakdown for 4 days. Cool. Bro. Yeah. And then where's that other big chunk? Oh, here it is. Yep. So, disaster, and I'm probably gonna fry my hair again, so. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Oh yeah, that looks bad. Okay, so an update on what I did with my hair. I ended up going to a salon to a friend of mine's, and she hooked me up. She fixed me, dude. It was bad. It was so patchy, as you guys saw in those clips. And she fixed me up, man. She got it popping. I'll insert a clip of what my hair looks like. Oh yeah, I got tested for COVID because I was like, yo, let me go get tested. Why not? It's free. I wasn't sick or anything. I didn't have any symptoms or anything, but I was like, it's free. Why not? Like, I go to the grocery store, like, people think, anyways, I'm not even gonna get into that, but here's some clips of me getting tested and it sucked. All right, guys, here we go. Did you hit the tone? Hello. Good, how are you?
Good. You have a
Yes. Thanks. Okay. I need my, oh my gosh, I know him. Thank you. Gotta love black people sometimes. That lady wasn't black, but the first guy that I pulled up to, he was kind of annoying. He's just like, oh, you came to see me? I'm like, no. He's like, let me turn my AC off. And he's like, do you have an appointment? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, then you came to see me. I'm like, okay. Like, can we just move on with what I'm trying to do here? Also, then I pulled up and this other black guy, and he's like, hey, sis. I'm like, what's poppin'? Anywho.
Perfect. Can you keep this one and give it to EMT holder?
Okay.
You're gonna scan this one on your phone to get a result. Like in 2 or 3 days, you're gonna scan this one.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. If you possible, we're gonna call you. If not, you can check your result anytime.
Okay. Thank you
for coming. Have a nice day.
You too. So they just handed me this, and I think they're gonna put the swab in here and then I give it to the guy. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be the absolute worst. Oh, this is gonna suck, you guys. Better lighting though. Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Have you had a test before?
Nope.
Right now? Are you excited then?
No,
No?
not at all.
What have you heard about it?
That it sucks.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
It's okay.
It shouldn't suck in a painful way though. It'll just suck
uncomfortable?
and it feels really weird.
Okay.
Alright?
Alright.
It might be like, I don't know. The closest feeling that most people tell me is that if you've ever been like in the ocean, you got some seawater up your nose. Maybe you got some pool water really up there and it kind of has that feeling to it. That's what it feels like.
Okay.
At least pretty close to it, okay?
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just really weird, okay?
Okay.
And what I tell everybody is if you don't scrunch your nose up like that and you breathe through your mouth the whole time and not through your nose, things go a lot smoother, okay?
Okay.
Way less uncomfortable.
Okay.
I'll take your vial from the quick, okay? And you can turn your car off from the quick too. Thank you so much. All right, Jasmine. You're like the 5th Jasmine today.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's
it's
weird.
popular, I guess. All right, perfect. Here's the tissue because your eye's going to water up a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Just because you got some up your nose and it's really weird.
Okay.
And there you go, just like that, okay? I'm going to do your right side first. Go ahead and put your head back on the headrest.
You do both nostrils?
That's right, yeah, we're going to do both. It's going to be a good time. I'm actually, to minimize the amount of time it takes for you so it doesn't feel as bad, I'm just going to go right from one to the other so that way you don't have to like deal with it as long, okay?
All right.
All right, here we go. This side, I'll count you down, okay? And 1, 2, 3, here I go. It's gonna start feeling weird now. Yeah, it's just gonna feel just like that. Coming out in 1, 2, 3, gonna switch sides now. Good job. Almost done, okay? Just try to keep breathing through that mouth for me. All right, coming out in 1, 2, 3, coming out now. Here we go. Good job, Jasmine.
Oh, that sucks.
You did a really good job.
Thank you.
I had a lot of people react a lot worse today.
Really?
Some people, it's really, really nerve-wracking for them.
I've seen videos where people are like freaking out.
Yeah.
Ugh, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks, but did it hurt at all?
This side did.
Yeah, it did.
A little bit.
A little bit? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you have a good day, Jasmine.
You
okay?
as well. Thanks. All right, that sucked. Holy macaroni. Oh my gosh. The left side definitely sucked more. Oh, that sucked, you guys. But you know what? COVID sucks. So, of course, the test is gonna suck. It all sucks. The swab was longer than I thought it would be. Like, each nostril, like, I thought they were gonna go in, twist, and come out. But, like, he goes in and, like, tickles it. So, not fun. Better safe than sorry, guys. Even if you hang out with 0 people, if you're still going to the store and things like that, you never know who you're gonna come across. Just take the test. Why not? You know? If you are hanging around a lot of people, go get freaking tested. If you have older people in your family, go get tested. Like, I have a baby. We've been having like spending time with people like in their yards and stuff, and like we're pretty careful, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. Okay, so after all of that, I'm gonna end this video with just saying thank you to my new subscribers that I've gained, even though I haven't been posting. Appreciate you. Thank you to anybody who watches this video. If you have any questions or comments, you know, put it in the comment section. If you're having a hard time, prayer is like, it works wonders. You have to have faith and pray. And also, if you're having a hard time, just allow yourself that time to feel. And while you're feeling it, like, really try and hone in on what the core of that problem is and why you're feeling the way you feel. And then, like, write down some things that's gonna help you with, like, what would make me feel better, and don't make it about other people. Like, if you're feeling bad and you know your problem is because I feel worthless, and then your solution is, well, I hope this friend is nicer to me. No, don't include other people, because we can't solve our problems when we're expecting things from other people. We have to solve the problems within ourselves. So if you're having a hard time, I really hope that you do that. It should help. If you're having a hard time, reach out to me, even though I'm not all the way here with myself. Sometimes we just feel better helping other people and just like venting to other people. So hit me up. I am on the road to just really being the best me I can be. Personal growth is beautiful. We should all be achieving personal growth. We should all be trying to dig deeper into ourselves, figure out what hurts us, figure out why we're hurting, go to that little girl or that little boy inside of us and figure out who hurt us. Where were we hurt? How can we fix that hurt? You know? These construction guys are staring at me. Anyways, guys, I really hope you semi-enjoyed this video, got some insight about how psycho I am. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, happiness, and joy.